Cheevo, guys!
What up, guys? This is
Cheevo, guys!
back here again with another achievement guide. Today, we're going to be focusing on Pixel Devil and the Broken Cartridge. This game was developed by Level Evil and published by Victory Road Games. Victory Road has released a couple easy completions lately. So overall, this is going to take you about 20 to 40 minutes to get the full completion. That is assuming that you use the God Mode cheat. On top of that, the game is only $4.99. Anyhow, this is a 2D side-scrolling game. It has 4 different levels. We do need to complete the whole game to get all of the achievements. However, it's going to be a lot easier because the developer actually put a God Mode cheat in the game. So what we're going to be doing is putting in the God Mode cheat so we have invincibility, we don't take any damage. Now, as you can see, I just died in the pit. It respawns you at the checkpoints, which are the arcades. If you press start, you can put in the cheat code, which is right here. It's up, up, down, down, up, up, right, left, left, right, A. Now, if you're playing on PlayStation trying to get the Platinum Trophy, the developer told me that the cheat does not work on the PlayStation. He didn't put a cheat in the PlayStation version, unless he ends up patching it out, but I don't think you guys are going to be able to take advantage of that. However, you still can watch the walkthrough to complete the game. After you put in the cheat, you can go ahead and walk into the water pit. If you don't die, it's because you have God Mode and you have invincibility. So if you get stuck in a pit like that, you have to press start and restart from the checkpoint. But yeah, jumping in that little water pit is a quick and easy way to see if the God Mode is enabled. Just make sure that you press in the code like I put on the screen and you are sure to enable it. So now all we got to do is work on beating the game. You can jump up on these little handles to go from ledge to ledge. Now, we're playing the intro level. We're going to be done with it right now, and then it's going to send us to the map with the 4 main levels. Now, you do need to play the levels in order. It will let you go to any level that you want. However, you're not going to be able to proceed through 3 of these levels because you do not have the power-ups to be able to proceed all the way. So what you want to do is start on the lower left-hand corner, and then we're going to pretty much go in an N shape. We start at the city, and then we're going to go to the caves level, then the forest level, and then finally the spaceship level. Easiest way to explain the way that you play the levels in order is simply in an N shape. So we're going to go ahead and start the first level. Aside from all of the level progression achievements and all of the coin achievements, there is 2 miscellaneous achievements. We need to pick up a health booster. You're going to see these little health boosters around the map. You are sure to run into one naturally. They look like little health kits or first aid kits. There we go. Got my first coin achievement, Beggar, for 20 gamer score for collecting 25 PD coins. Now, there's a couple coins right there, but you got to make sure to go back to this bus right here and shoot it. Once you shoot it, it's going to destroy the little yellow bus, and we're going to be able to go down this little street. Aside from that, we do need to collect 125 of these PD coins. You're going to get all the achievements related to the coins naturally, especially because you get like 80 coins right at the end of the game. If you fall into the water, it's no big deal because we are invincible. Luckily, it isn't one of those really deep water pits where you're going to have to, press start and restart from the nearest checkpoint. Now, overall, this is going to take us about 20 minutes to complete the game if you use the God Mode cheat. At the most, I can't see it taking longer than 45 minutes, if you watch this video and then try to play it after. However, I recommend doing it at the same time, maybe just having my video 10 or 15 seconds ahead of yours. But it shouldn't take too long. Like I said, you guys can skip grabbing a couple coins. You get 80 coins at the end of the game, and we only need 125 for all of the achievements. Now, right here, I ended up falling in between these 2 buildings. I restarted at my checkpoint, and it took me to the next boss, which I think was right down that building. You actually got to manually climb down it, but I fell down, and so yeah, it checkpointed me right there at that arcade. So this is the first boss. The bosses are going to be super easy to beat because we have God Mode enabled and they can't even damage us. So just keep shooting him all the way until he is defeated. The boss is definitely inspired by DuckTales, I'd say. After we defeat the boss, we are going to get an achievement for 50 gamer score. This is for defeating the boss and completing the city level. That's why we're the mayor. We completed the city. We also got the power-up we need to be able to proceed through the caves. So make sure to go to the caves for the next level. It is the one on the upper left-hand corner. This level has some lava areas where we're going to be jumping from cart to cart. So there is some platforming areas. I don't think they're too difficult. Any entry-level platforming player should be able to get through this. If anything, you can press start and restart from the last checkpoint. That is if you fall in an endless pit of lava, which is probably highly likely that it happens at least once to you. There are a few sections of the game, maybe 2 or 3, that I had to try a couple times. There we go, popped my next coin achievement for collecting 50 PD coins. Now literally, I could not collect a coin for the rest of the game and I'd still get the last coin achievement, just because you get 80 at the end. Make sure to push that box over so that you can get over. Going to jump on this cart. Going to jump on the next one. This is like an elevator style one. Then jump on that one. That's going to take you to this one. That's going to take you to that one. You got to make sure you get these right because they fall off after the end of its path. Got to jump to that last one pretty quick. And there we go. We're making it through the caves pretty quick. Gonna jump over to the left-hand side. Man, I love 2D side-scrollers. It reminds me of back in the day, Sega Genesis. Speaking of that, I just swooped up a Sega Genesis Mini, and I gotta say, I love it. The Sega Genesis was my favorite console. There we go. I just picked up one of those health power-ups. 100 gamer score, works like mushrooms. I'm pretty sure that's a Mario reference. You're going to have to take out your new weapon, and we're going to hit the plungers from side to side, and we're going to be able to grab them to ladder our way up the cliff. Every time we complete a level, we're going to gain a new power-up. Those power-ups are going to be in your weapon menu, so you just need to pop up your weapons and then select the one that you need to proceed through that level. So right now, we're going to be using the plunger to be able to proceed through some parts of this level. Those health power-ups, or health kits, whatever you want to call them, are all over the caves. So you're definitely sure to get one. I mean, that other one was right in the way. I mean, I think it was pretty much impossible to miss it. So that was an easy 100 gamer score. We're going to use the plunger to advance up the left side right here. I'm going to go ahead and skip that power-up because don't really need one. We don't even take any damage anyway. You just got to make sure that you collect at least one to get that achievement. We're getting there, guys. Alright, so I just fell down an endless pit of death. However, I just got my achievement for 100 PD coins, so I wanted to show you that footage. I'm going to go ahead and restart at the nearest checkpoint, and hopefully I don't kill myself this time. Be careful, walk on these carts, and that's how you're going to get over here. Perfect. So now we're going to be facing the second boss, which is also inspired by DuckTales, I'd say. But this one has swag. I'm pretty sure he's like Scrooge McDuck. He got the pimp hat with the crystals on it. Anyway, when you beat him, you're going to gain the next power up, which is the pogo stick. We are also going to get an achievement for 50 gamer score for completing the caves. So like I mentioned before, you're going to go in an N shape. So the next one would be the forest, which is on the lower right hand side. Once you start up the level, you want to pull up your weapons and then pull out the pogo stick. We're going to need it to be able to proceed through some parts in this level. Also want to keep in mind there is an achievement for finding a secret coin inside of the cloud. It is right here on this bridge next to this fish. You want to jump up and touch that cloud right there. Once you touch a cloud, you are going to get your achievement for 100 gamer score for coin in the clouds. So make sure that you don't miss that one. I guess worst case scenario, you could just use the level select and come back to the forest. It is pretty close to the beginning of the level, but hopefully you guys are following the guide and you don't miss it. Now this part of the level introduces some tree trunk portals. So just make sure that you walk in the right portals. You can watch which ones I walk into to be able to advance through that. Just use the pogo stick to be able to get out of that lake. It was a little deep. So yeah, the pogo stick makes you be able to jump higher. I went ahead and edited out any times that I died in effort to make this game one nice clean playthrough for you guys. Going to pull out the pogo stick again to be able to get over this ledge. Now there is some sections where the water goes down and then up. However, it doesn't matter. It isn't going to kill us, so no big deal. Also just got the last achievement related to the coins for 125 coins. The achievement is actually called Scrooge, totally referencing Scrooge McDuck. That is funny. These guys are totally DuckTale fans. Here we go. We got the third boss. So this one has a jetpack. Doesn't really matter because they ain't gonna do nothing to us. So just keep blasting them. They have a tank, which still doesn't do nothing. We're going to be able to jack that tank once we beat them. That's going to be the power up that we gain after beating the forest level. This boss does take maybe 30 more seconds than previous bosses, just because we don't do any damage to them when they're in the tank, and then a lot of the time they're up on the zip line where we can't really attack them. So just keep striking them. Eventually we are going to get the tank power up, which is going to help us proceed through the last level, the spaceship level. There we go, 50 gamer score, Forester, for completing the forest level. So we're going to go to the last level, which is the spaceship. Here we are going to be pulling out the tank pretty much right away. However, not right away, because if you pull out the tank, you can't jump very high. So you want to have that noted. But yeah, you're going to pull out the tank right here. That way we can blow up this silver brick. Go ahead and shoot it a couple times. It's going to crack and then it's going to blow up. We'll be able to proceed through the level. Level has these fans that shoot you up in the air. You can press the jump button right when you're touching down, about to go up for a nice jump. However, I just switched to the pogo, and I found that the pogo made it a lot easier to advance through some of these platforming areas with the fan. After this little checkpoint, we can switch back to the tank. We're going to go ahead and blow up that brick. I'm going to switch back to the pogo stick so I can go ahead and jump out of there. Otherwise, I don't think you can get out of there with a regular jump because you have a fan blowing you down. Anyway, go ahead and proceed. You cannot go through the right side. You got to go left. We're going to head up these fans. And after we beat the fourth level, there's actually a fifth level. I guess you can call it a level. Pretty much we face all of the bosses once again consecutively at the end of the game. But for now, we end up in this little spaceship area where we're going to be riding this spaceship. You can go up and down. I believe the objective was to dodge the asteroids. However, we don't have to do that because we are God, thanks to the developer, taking no damage. So, makes it really easy to get past this part. And then what we're going to be doing is defeating that turtle-looking boss that just sent us through the spaceship area. Now, I'm sorry guys, I gotta speed this up just a little bit. Because this is a long ride, and I don't know what to talk about, to be honest, during that long spaceship ride. So we just gonna speed it up a little bit and press that NOS button. Anyhow, we're about to run into this frog boss. I feel like I may have called him a turtle earlier. I'm sorry if I did. That's totally racist or discriminating against turtles and frogs. But anyway, it's a frog boss. I believe he's a frog. If he's not a frog, let me know in the comments. Anyway, real easy to defeat this guy. He's going to give us our last power up. We're going to get another achievement called Astronaut for 50 gamer score for completing the spaceship level. So after you do this, you're going to go back to the intro level, which is right in the middle, and we're going to take that last item over to the computer on the left. This is going to transform the middle level to this big mountain. We're going to go ahead and enter that level. And what we have to do is defeat all 4 bosses consecutively. So I can imagine this was pretty hard if you didn't know the God mode cheat. This boss right here is pretty easy. We can just keep shooting him. Luckily, we can even do damage when he's on his cart. So after you defeat him, we're going to proceed. There are some level areas in between the bosses. Nothing too bad. Gotta make sure that you jump over that highest brick up there. Now we're going to walk down. Next, we're going to be facing the boss that gave us the tank power up, that had the little jetpack. It's going to be popping up right here. Yeah, this guy. So this one's pretty easy as well. Just keep shooting him. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the footage just a little bit. That way it doesn't take forever to get through these boss battles. I think it's pretty simple and to the point. You're just going to keep damaging them until you defeat them. So anyway, we got that one defeated. Going to collect the item that it drops. We're going to move to another small level area. All we do is jump all the way to the top, to the right, drop down, and then this is going to take us to the area where we're going to find the third boss. So all you got to do is make your way towards the portal. Going to walk through that portal, skip the other portal, just jump over these fishes. There are some areas where you might need to pull out the pogo stick. Pogo stick is going to make it pretty easy to jump up on top of this left area. There we go. We have another area with the water rising up and down. Just move past that. You can get the checkpoint if you want. Not really necessary, being that we are a god. Now, I just realized all of these bosses at the end of the game are out of order. The boss that we're facing right now is the first boss that we played at the end of the first level. Not sure why they mixed it up at the end, but anyway, we have to face all the bosses again. So now we got 3 of the 4 bosses defeated. Now, this is one of the areas where I had to try over and over again to get past this. You are going to have to look at the blocks and pretty much study them to the point where you know exactly what's going to happen next. But that's how you get past that one. Good luck. I'm sure that one's going to take you a few tries. There's actually another section just like this coming up, where it's going to pop up the random bricks or blocks, whatever you want to call them, and you're going to have to study them and jump from block to block to be able to get to the next area. So this is how you do it. Hopefully you can get on your first try. Respect if you do, but I highly doubt it. You're probably going to have to study it first. Alright, next we have the Frog Turtle. Screw it, that's his new name, Frog Turtle. Before, I don't think he had all the metal armor, though. I think that's new. He's like Jack's Frog Turtle. I feel like he's gonna bang his arms on the floor and earthquake strike me. Anyway, that was easy. But there's more. There's one final boss that we haven't played yet. So, if you want, you can come and get this checkpoint. Honestly, I have no idea why I did this, guys. You totally don't need to get this checkpoint. That's the checkpoint that you get before you play the final boss, but there's no way that you're going to lose if you're playing on God mode. So, assuming you're on God mode, you don't need to get that last checkpoint. Now, this guy, you can only shoot his head, and his head only pops down enough for you to shoot it a few times. So, pretty much just going to have to sit here and keep shooting until we defeat him. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and ×2 the speed, so we can go ahead and fast forward through this last boss quickly. Now, you guys are probably going to think I'm joking, but I'm not. This isn't the last boss. We're going to get the achievement for defeating 5 bosses after we defeat this boss, and then there's one final boss that we're going to have to defeat. After that, we're going to get the Hasta Lavista achievement, 200 gamer score, and we're going to get the full completion. But for now, we got to defeat this boss, and then the mechanic puppy boss. After the achievement pops, we are going to run into the area where it gives you 80 plus coins. So if you don't have all of your coin achievements, you are sure to get it right here. The puppy boss is pretty easy to defeat. Pretty much what's going to happen is he's going to drop from the sky. You have to move the little bomb right below him. The bomb is going to damage him, and what it's going to do is it's going to pop out his head. His head's going to drop to the floor, and that's where you have an opportunity to shoot him and deplete his life bar. But basically what's going to happen is after we defeat this last boss, we are going to get an achievement for defeating all of the bosses. That's going to be the Hasta La Vista achievement for 200 gamer score, which is going to be our last and final achievement. There we go. Here's all of the coins. So there we go, guys. That is the full completion for Pixel Devil and the Broken Cartridge. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If this video helped you out, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.